Okay, let's unpack this. You ever feel like you're just swimming in information online?
Oh, constantly. It's like drinking from a fire hose.
Exactly. And just when you think you've got a handle on things, like how search works, the whole game changes.
It really does.
Well, today we're diving deep into a really crucial shift that's happening right now in how we find stuff online. We're calling it the 2025 search evolution.
And it's way beyond just chasing those top spots on Google, right?
Totally. Forget just obsessing over rankings. We're talking about a completely new way of thinking about online visibility.
What's fascinating here is this isn't just minor adjustments. It feels like a fundamental change in how everyone, users in AI, interacts with online information.
You got it. So your mission for this deep dive, if you choose to get super informed with us over the next hour or so, is to really grasp these key changes.
No overwhelm, just clarity.
Right. We want you to walk away feeling like, okay, I get what it takes to be seen and relevant online in 2025. Those real aha moments.
You've waded through the research already.
We have sifted through a ton of reports and analysis on this evolving landscape, so you don't have to. We're pulling out the surprising bits, the actionable stuff.
Around things like SEO, AIO, GEO, all these acronyms.
Exactly. SEO, AIO, GEO, AEO, and SXO. We'll break them down. Okay, let's get started. This is way bigger than traditional rankings. It's about holistic online visibility.
So this seismic shift, as you call this, what does that actually look like on the ground, practically speaking?
Well, the sources we looked at are pretty unified on this. We're definitely moving past the era where SEO was like 90% focused on just getting that #1 spot on Google. The core idea now is basically new SEO isn't just about Google rankings. Simple as that.
Okay.
Instead, we need to think about these 5 interconnected pillars. They're going to be crucial for success in 2025.
Not separate things, but all part of the same picture.
Precisely. They work together. We're talking traditional SEO, naturally, but also AIO, GEO, AEO, and SXO.
And connecting this to the bigger picture.
Yeah.
What's really pushing this change? What's the main driver here?
Oh, it's definitely AI, no question. The rapid advancement and, frankly, the integration of artificial intelligence everywhere, especially large language models, generative AI, that whole area.
Like those AI overviews popping up in Google?
Yeah, those. And other AI-powered answer engines, they're really changing how people search and what they expect.
Instant answers, direct information.
Exactly. People want the answer now, and AI is often the one summarizing it all from across the web.
What's fascinating here is this creates a kind of fundamental power shift, right?
That's a good way to put it.
Because the AI models suddenly become these intermediaries. They're sorting, summarizing, potentially meaning fewer clicks through to the actual websites.
Right. It's like the AI is your ultra-efficient research assistant giving you the summary up front.
Yeah, the Cliff Notes version, basically.
Totally. And this rise of AIO, GEO, AEO, SXO, it really mirrors how the user's journey is fragmenting. There are just so many more places, more touch points where a brand needs to show up now.
Okay, so to help us get our heads around this, can we quickly define what each of these 5 pillars is actually trying to achieve? Like, what's the core question for each?
Yeah, good idea. The sources had a neat way of framing it. So traditional SEO is still asking, will you rank high in search results? Pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Then AIO, Artificial Intelligence Optimization, asks, will AI actually learn about you from your content? Can it understand you?
Makes sense. And GEO.
GEO, Generative Engine Optimization, is about, will the AI recommend you? Will it cite you or suggest your stuff when it generates an answer?
Got it. Different from just being understood.
Right. Then AEO, Answer Engine Optimization, focuses on, will you be the answer Google highlights, in those featured snippets or AI overviews?
Becoming the direct answer?
Exactly. And finally, SXO, Search Experience Optimization, is all about the user on your site. Will users stick around? Will they engage and take action?
What's fascinating here is it's subtle, but we're shifting focus, aren't we? From just optimizing for a person clicking a link to also optimizing for these AI curators, these synthesizers. It adds a whole new layer. The user journey just got more complex.
Couldn't agree more. It really did. Okay, so let's dive into the first one properly. SEO in 2025. Because, and this is key, even with all this AI stuff,
traditional SEO isn't going away.
Not at all. The sources are clear. It remains critically important. It's still the foundation. Everything else kind of builds on it.
That makes perfect sense. It's the base layer, right? It makes your content eligible for anything else to happen, whether it's AI or a human finding it.
Exactly.
So what parts of traditional SEO are particularly vital now moving into 2025?
Well, the fundamentals are still absolutely key. Deep keyword research.
But maybe with more focus on intent.
Yes. Really understanding why someone is searching. Are they learning, buying, finding a specific site? That intent piece is huge.
Okay.
And then strong on-page optimization. Your meta titles, descriptions, headings, alt text for images, good URL structure, internal linking, all that stuff still matters for context.
Helping the machines understand the page.
Right. And technical SEO, site speed, mobile friendliness, massive security, clear site architecture, non-negotiable. Search engines need to be able to crawl and index you efficiently.
And the sources actually put some numbers on this, didn't they? Highlighting specific ranking factors and their weights for 2025.
They did, which is super interesting. Apparently, the top factor is consistent publication of satisfying content. That gets a hefty 23% weight.
Wow, content quality really leading the chart.
Yeah. Then comes keyword and meta title tag at 14% and backlinks still significant at 13%. So it's a mix, right? Quality content plus those traditional signals.
Okay, this raises a really important question. With AI potentially creating so much content, how do search engines tell the difference? How do they find the genuinely good human stuff?
Great question. And the answer seems to be EEAT.
Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness.
You got it. The sources call it the cornerstone of trust and quality in an AI world. It's basically Google's framework for figuring out how reliable content is.
Especially for important topics.
Definitely. Especially for what they call your money or your life, YMYL topics. Health advice, financial advice, stuff where accuracy is absolutely critical.
So could you break down each of those EAT just a bit more practically for us?
Sure. Experience is about showing you've actually done the thing you're talking about. First-hand knowledge. Like a travel blogger actually showing photos from the trip, not just describing it.
Right. Real-world proof.
Expertise is your professional skill or knowledge. A certified accountant writing about tax codes, for example. Showing credentials.
Okay.
Authoritativeness is about your reputation in your field. Are other experts citing you? Do you get good backlinks from relevant sites? It's about being recognized.
Credibility.
Yeah. And trustworthiness just boils down to being accurate, secure, and transparent. Is your site HTTPS? Are your facts correct? Is it clear who wrote the content?
And why is this EET becoming even more critical now in 2025?
Well, think about it. If AI can churn out tons of okay-ish content, search engines need stronger signals to find the truly reliable, helpful stuff.
Right, separating the signal from the noise.
Exactly. Showing genuine human experience, deep expertise, that becomes a massive differentiator. Builds trust with users and AI. We saw quotes emphasizing this. It's not optional anymore. It needs to be a core philosophy.
So practically, what can people do to boost their EAT? The sources mentioned actionable strategies.
Yeah, it's about actively demonstrating these things. For experience, share case studies, personal anecdotes, maybe even user-generated content showing real use.
Okay.
For expertise, display your credentials prominently. Publish on reputable sites if you can. Cite solid research.
Makes sense.
For authoritativeness, work on earning high-quality backlinks. Get mentions from others in your industry. Build that reputation.
And trustworthiness.
Double-check everything for accuracy. Make sure your site security is top-notch. Be transparent. Clear author bios. Easily accessible contact info. Clear sourcing.
Okay, let's shift to content strategy then. How does our actual approach to creating content need to change?
Well, just pumping out random blog posts isn't the way anymore. The sources really emphasize building topical authority.
Right.
Focusing deeply on maybe 4 to 6 core areas where you want to be seen as the expert, really owning your niche.
Going deep, not wide.
Exactly, because AI might be good at broad summaries, but it often lacks those nuanced, really up-to-date insights that a human specialist has.
Like the subtle stuff.
And content depth matters too. Think comprehensive, long-form pieces for your key topics, often 1,500 words or more, according to the research.
And mixing up the formats.
Definitely. Don't just rely on text. Articles, yes, but also infographics, videos, whatever serves the user best for that topic. And creating real thought leadership, unique insights, easy to skim, clear takeaways, strong calls to action. That still carries weight.
Plus keeping it fresh.
Absolutely crucial. Consistency in publishing and updating existing content. The sources mention a news website bonus for timely info, and freshness itself is a known ranking signal. Keep things current.
Okay, what about backlinks? We heard their weight might be slightly down, but still significant at 13%. What's the latest thinking there?
Yeah, they're definitely still important, but maybe their relative importance has dipped a tiny bit because AI is getting better at judging content quality and EEAT directly.
So amazing content can potentially rank well even with fewer links than before.
That seems to be the idea. If your content is genuinely high quality, demonstrates strong EET, it can gain traction. Authority is increasingly earned through the content itself, not just links pointing to it.
Interesting.
Yeah, here's where it gets really interesting. The foundations of SEO are still there, but the emphasis is shifting hard towards quality, trust, and demonstrating that human expertise.
Okay, let's move on to AIO then. Artificial Intelligence Optimization. What's the main goal with this one?
So AIO is all about making sure AI systems, especially those big, large language models, can actually find, understand, and crucially learn from your content.
Optimizing for the machine's comprehension, essentially.
Exactly. Not just for human eyeballs, but for how AI processes information.
And how do these LLMs process text? It's different from old keyword matching, right?
Oh, completely different. They break content down into tokens. Could be words, parts of words. Then they analyze the relationships between these tokens. They look at semantics, context, how topics connect, the entities mentioned. It's much more sophisticated.
So they're looking at things like logical flow, depth of coverage.
Precisely. Semantic coherence, topical depth, source credibility, consistency across your site, and importantly, how fresh the information is.
The concept of retrieval augmented generation, ARIVE, also came up. How does that fit into AIO?
Right, RI is a big deal. It lets LLMs pull in real-time information from the web to answer questions. So they aren't just relying on their training data.
Meaning your content needs to be current and relevant right now to get picked.
Exactly. It makes having authoritative, up-to-date content even more critical if you want to be the source the AI uses. Content freshness and consistency become really dynamic factors for getting included in AI answers.
And being cited in those AI overviews is a key AIO goal, I imagine.
Definitely. That's prime real estate. You want the AI to learn from you and point back to you.
So what are some practical things we can do? Strategies to make our content more AI discoverable and understandable.
Okay, structure is huge. Use clear headings, H1, H2, etc. Keep paragraphs focused. Use bullet points and lists. Comprehensive FAQ sections are great too.
Make it easy to parse.
Yep. Language matters too. Focus on topics and entities. Use full proper names. Be clear. Use natural conversational language.
Is that jargon?
Generally, yes. And provide strong beta signals. Structured data or schema markup is key here. Tell the AI explicitly, this is an FAQ, this is an article, this is a how-to.
Like using schema.org types.
Exactly. FAQ page, article, how-to, product. And prioritize factual accuracy. Keep info updated, maybe even timestamp it. Original stats and research, huge value add. Could boost visibility significantly. Some sources suggested 30–40% potentially.
Wow.
And finally, reinforce that EET for the AI. Clear author bios, cite your sources properly, make your credibility obvious.
What about automated tools? AI tools for SEO. Where do they fit in AIO?
They can be super helpful. Analyzing trends, optimizing keywords, generating meta descriptions, even drafting initial content outlines.
They can't do it all.
No way. The human element is absolutely essential. You need human strategy to guide the tools, ensure real EEAT comes through, fact-check meticulously, and add those unique insights AI just can't replicate.
Right. AI is being trained to value those human qualities anyway.
Precisely. It needs that human oversight and expertise.
What's fascinating here is it feels like a real partnership. Humans and AI working together. And optimizing for AI seems to just reinforce good content practices that help humans too.
It really does. Okay, next up. GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. This one's slightly different again.
How so?
GEO is specifically about optimizing content so that generative AI models like ChatGPT or Google's AI overviews interpret it favorably, synthesize it accurately, and then recommend or cite it prominently.
Okay, so how does that differ from SEO or AEO?
I think
Seems like there could be overlap.
There definitely is overlap in the type of content needed, but the core goal is different. SEO, rank in results. AEO, be the direct answer snippet. GEO, influence the AI's narrative.
Influencing the narrative. Explain that a bit more.
It's about becoming a trusted source that the AI relies on when it's building its understanding of a topic and generating its own responses. Think of it like operating in the AI's vector space. It's about context, connections, embeddings.
So the ROI is measured differently, not just clicks.
Right. More about mentions, citations within AI answers, shaping the AI's discourse around your area of expertise.
Okay, so what are the key strategies for GEO? How do we become an AI's trusted source?
It really starts with entities and semantic connections. Define things clearly, use full names consistently, build a network around your topics by linking internally and externally to other authoritative places. Create a strong semantic aura.
Building context for the AI.
Exactly. And then again, quality, authority, originality, EEAT for AI is paramount. Create primary data, original research, unique reports, case studies. AI is getting better at spotting derivative fluff.
And structure and language matter here.
Absolutely. Logical structure, easy for AI to extract info headings, summaries, use user-focused conversational language, often mirroring the neutral educational tone AI itself uses can help. Q&A formats, problem solution.
Got it. And technically.
Ensure AI bots can crawl you easily, maybe look at server-side rendering, strategic interlinking, building topic clusters, and keep an eye on emerging standards like maybe LLMs.txt, which could tell AI bots how to interact.
And building trust signals specifically for AI.
Yeah, seek citations from sources AI likely trusts. Think digital PR focused on getting mentioned in genuinely authoritative publications.
The sources also mentioned testing GEO efforts. How would you even do that?
It's experimental right now. You basically conduct test prompts, ask AI tools questions related to your field, and see if or how your content gets used or referenced.
Analyze the responses.
Yeah, see what patterns emerge, which sources the AI favors, and then tweak your content and test again. It's an iterative loop.
It sounds like, if we connect this to the bigger picture, GEO is really about proactively shaping the information landscape that AI is building, rather than just reacting to search rankings.
That's a perfect way to put it. Proactive shaping. Okay, let's switch gears again to AEO answer engine optimization.
Right, getting your content featured directly in SERPs and AI answers, becoming the answer.
Exactly. The goal is to be that definitive answer in featured snippets, people ask boxes, AI overviews, even what voice assistants read out.
And this is crucial because of zero-click searches.
Hugely important. Some sources predict over 70% of searches might be zero-click by 2025. So if you're not the answer provided directly, you might not be seen at all. Owning the answer is key.
So what are the tactics? How do we optimize for these answer boxes?
It starts with keyword research focused on questions, long-tail, specific questions people actually type or ask.
Using tools like Also Ask, Answer the Public.
Yeah, exactly. Find the questions, then format your content to answer them directly and concisely right at the beginning. Often 40-60 words is the sweet spot.
And using question headings, lists.
Definitely. Use the question itself as a heading, H2, H3. Use bulleted or numbered lists for steps or key points. Tables for data. Make it super easy for the engine to grab the answer.
Schema markup again.
Essential here too. Use specific types like FAQ page, how-to, article, speakable, local business. Tells the engine explicitly, this content answers this question.
Okay.
Also research the people, also ask questions for your topic, and weave those questions and clear answers into your content. Use active voice, keep it simple.
What a video.
Optimize videos too. Clear titles, descriptions, transcripts. You can capture video snippets sometimes, and goes without saying, the answers must be accurate and up to date.
But that zero-click reality, it still feels tricky. You do all this work, get featured, but maybe no click. What's the value?
It's a valid point. The value shifts slightly. You get massive brand visibility and authority. You are the answer. That builds trust.
So it's brand building, even without the click.
Yes. And you can still optimize your page title and description to be compelling, maybe enticing a click for more detail. Plus, there's that strong synergy between AEO and GEO we mentioned.
Oh, right. The AEO content is easy for AI overviews to use.
Exactly. It's often low-hanging fruit for generative AI because it's already structured as a clear answer. So AEO helps GEO.
So what does this all mean? It means directly answering questions clearly is just fundamental now.
Absolutely fundamental for visibility and being seen as a reliable source. Okay, last pillar, search experience optimization.
This one brings back to the user on the actual website, right?
You got it. SXO is where SEO meets UX user experience. It's about making sure that once someone does click through from search, their experience on your site is smooth, engaging, satisfying.
And leads to action.
Yes, drives them to do what you want them to do. The potential impact is huge. Sources talked about conversion increases of 200-400% potentially.
Wow. So SXO is the crucial step that turns traffic into actual results.
Precisely. It's meeting users where they searched and giving them exactly what they need quickly and easily. It's the vital last mile of that whole search journey.
So what are the key components of a really strong search experience?
Several pillars here. First, Core Web Vitals, CWV. Google's metrics for speed and interactivity.
LCP, INP, CLF.
Yep. Largest contentful paint, ideally under 2.5 seconds. Interaction to next. Paint the new one replacing FID, measuring all interactions, aim for under 200 milliseconds, and cumulative layout shift keep it below 0.1.
And improving those involves
Optimizing images, videos, reducing JavaScript, using caching, CDNs, lazy loading, minifying code, prioritizing what loads first, the usual performance suspects.
Thanks. What else?
Mobile-first design and responsiveness, absolutely critical. Most searches are mobile. It needs to be flawless, not just responsive, but truly mobile-optimized. Fast loading, easy touch targets, readable text, no annoying pop-ups. Especially important given high mobile zero-click rates.
Light speed beyond CWV too.
Yeah, overall performance, image compression, caching, minimal redirects, clean code, good hosting, it all adds up.
And navigation.
Intuitive navigation and site structure. Clear menus, working site search, breadcrumbs, consistent design, easy to find stuff, clear mobile CTAs.
Readability and accessibility.
Crucial. Clear headings, short paragraphs, lists, bold text, white space, make it easy to scan and read. And accessibility alt text for images, proper headings, good contrast, keyboard navigation, make it usable for everyone.
The sources also talked about aligning content with user intent within SXO. How does that work?
It's about making sure the page they land on perfectly matches why they searched. Informational search, land them on a detailed blog post or guide. Transactional search, land them on a clear product page ready for purchase.
Matching page type to intent.
Exactly. Hub pages, landing pages, blog posts, FAQs, reports. Use the right format for the user's goal. Learn, explore, solve, buy, etc.
And measuring SXO success goes beyond clicks.
Definitely. Look at engagement metrics. Bounce rate are people leaving immediately. Time on page, session duration, pages per session. And critically, conversion rates. Are they doing the thing you want them to do? Form abandonment rates, too.
What about social signals? How do they play into SXO?
Indirectly, mostly. Good social shares drive traffic, which gives you more chances to provide a good experience. Positive buzz builds trust. Sometimes socially popular content gets indexed faster.
So strategies like creating shareable stuff, encouraging interaction.
Yeah, optimizing social posts, maybe influencer collaborations, and importantly, ensuring the traffic from social media has a good on-site experience too.
What's fascinating here is how it all comes together, doesn't it? Technical stuff, content stuff, all converging to create that positive user experience which helps everything else.
Totally. Better experience often leads to better engagement signals, which can indirectly help rankings, conversions. It's all connected.
Which brings us to the big question. How on earth do we manage all of this? SEO, AIO, GEO, AEO, SXO. Integrating it all seems like a massive task.
It is a big shift, and you've nailed it. Success in 2025 absolutely demands a unified, holistic strategy. No more silos. These things have to work together seamlessly.
So treating them as separate departments or tasks just won't cut it anymore.
Nope. We really have to move beyond silos. Think about the interplay.
Can you give some examples of that interplay, how they directly affect each other?
Sure. Like we said, strong traditional SEO, good content, EEAT, helps AIO by making content trustworthy for AI. Good AIO makes GEO possible. AI needs to understand you before it recommends you. AEO content, clear answers, is perfect fuel for GEO AI overviews. And poor SXO, a bad website experience, undermines everything. Doesn't matter how people find you if they leave immediately.
So this really elevates search optimization, doesn't it? It becomes a core strategic thing, not just a marketing tactic.
Precisely. It requires collaboration across the whole organization. Content teams, product teams, brand teams, everyone has a role. EAT, for instance, is a brand level issue now, not just SEO.
So what are the guiding principles for building this kind of unified strategy?
Okay, a few key things emerged. Content is the absolute core. High quality, user first, packed with EEAT.
Got it.
User intent has to guide everything. Why are they searching? What do they need?
Right.
Technical excellence is the foundation. Fast, mobile, crawlable, secure, well-structured site. It enables everything else.
Non-negotiable.
And finally, data-driven iteration. Constantly monitor performance across all these areas, SEO, AIO, GEO, AEO, SXO metrics, and adapt based on what the data tells you.
It definitely sounds like the bar is being raised. More complex, needs broader skills, potentially harder for smaller players.
It likely does create a higher barrier to entry, yeah. It needs more diverse skills, more sophisticated tools, a bigger investment in quality content and tech. Might push more businesses towards specialization or using agencies with broad expertise.
And the metrics we track need to change too, beyond just rank and traffic.
For sure. We need to look at visibility in AI overviews, deep engagement metrics, not just time on site, but quality engagement, conversion quality, brand metrics, the impact of those zero-click searches. It's a broader view of success.
And that answer-driven nature changes things too, right? If people get value on the SERP itself.
Big time. The old model of just driving clicks might need rethinking. Maybe more focus on brand building within the SERP, capturing leads directly from answer boxes, creating answer experiences, so compelling people want to click for more depth.
Okay, let's unpack this. It really hammers home the need for a unified, adaptive, and honestly more sophisticated approach to search moving forward.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So to kind of wrap up our deep dive here, what are the absolute must-know takeaways for listeners thinking about this 2025 search evolution?
I think the main thing is recognizing that search is changing significantly, mainly because of AI, and understanding how SEO, AIO, GEO, AEO, and SXO all fit together isn't optional anymore. It's essential for staying visible.
And the core principle cutting across all of them is really about
value, providing genuine value. To the human searching, yes, but also increasingly to the AI systems that are now mediating so much of that information discovery.
Okay, so as our listeners mull over everything we've covered, what's one final thought or question you'd leave them with? Something provocative.
Okay. Given that AI is becoming such a powerful information gatekeeper, how do we as individuals, as businesses, as creators, ensure our unique perspectives, our stories, our knowledge, how do we make sure they're not just found, but also represented accurately and fairly within the AI-generated narratives that are going to increasingly shape how people understand the world?
Wow. It's a big question. It goes way beyond just marketing, doesn't it?
It really does. Something to think about.